Hi, I'm Jeff, and I'm here to review some of my 2-year-old daughter's artwork. It's time for Dad's Art Reviews. I've got 3 more pieces this week from Scarlett. One of them very timely. This first piece is very timely. We recently celebrated Earth Day, and she was given some Earth-themed artwork to work with. So she's given the globe on the page. I believe this is watercolors. And she's colored this globe mostly blue, about 95 to 99% blue here. And I think she's trying to encapsulate the idea of the little blue dot floating through space that we all know about, to remind us that we are just a small piece of this universe, and that there's something larger that we are a part of, and that we have to think about. And I also think she's making kind of that Earth Day statement of, if we don't take care of our Earth, it may not be a recognizable place to us in the future. As you can see, she's colored over North America, South America, Africa, all of Europe, most of Africa, and created land in the eastern Canada there, and in the Arctic Ocean and the Gulf of Mexico and North Africa here, as something that we don't recognize. You see that everything has been flooded, and that this is a possibility that our Earth may look this way, may look differently if we don't take care of it. So I think the world as a large thing is a pretty new concept for her. So I think she's kind of struggling with how to express that, and trying to figure out what this means to her and how she should kind of attack it with her mind. It's a pretty big concept for a 2.5-year-old to grasp, but I think she's doing the best she can with it, and I like this piece. This next piece, again, is another letter piece, and this, of course, is the capital letter I, which anytime you're dealing with this in art is a very loaded kind of thing, because I often represents the self, and in this case I think in many ways it does. I think she's using this I to represent how she feels about her and her progress. I think she's colored the bottom here very solidly, very heavily with the paint, and he's saying, I've got a good base, I've got a good family, I love my mom, I love my dad. We have a strong family, and I've got a strong base of learning, and I'm trying to make my way through life, and I'm doing well. And then up here you see she hasn't completed it. This is left incomplete. The paint is lighter, as if it's not fully developed yet. And I think she's saying, this is where I have room to grow. There are things that I'm still learning, things I'm still trying to understand, and in areas where I will grow and will change, and even little areas that may not ever be completed. As no human is ever 100% complete. And I think this is her way of kind of encapsulating who she is and who she may be or may become. It's another big concept for a nearly 3-year-old to deal with, and I think she's done it pretty well with that piece. And this last piece is very interesting, because I think she's discovered a new concept in art, and in her art specifically. This piece is actually, it's on a piece of paper, but it was created on the iPad. But I printed it out because the screen for the iPad doesn't translate well into video. It gets shaded and it kind of destroys the integrity of the piece, so I printed it out because it's easier to see on video here. But as you can see, she took the iPad and she was coloring very heavily and very densely. Most of the picture looked this dense across here. You can see she's kind of whited it out. She had a lot of dense colors, happy colors. She attacked this with a lot of joy, because I was there as she did it, and she was enjoying putting all the colors and everything together. And then she paused and got out the eraser tool on the application, and then she started erasing a lot of this section here, as you can see, with these big white spaces and white strokes that you can see around here. And I think that's her way of expressing her frustration with the boundaries we're trying to impose on her right now. She's been really struggling recently with her boundaries, and the boundaries we've been imposing upon her, and she wants more, and we have to rein her in and say, no, you can't have more. We gave you a little bit, that's enough. And I think this is her way of expressing that she wanted more. She wanted all that, but she doesn't always get all that. So she took it away, from herself in this picture. And I think this is a great way for her to explore that, to express that frustration that she feels when we tell her no or say that she's had enough of something. And I think the unique thing about the iPad is that it allowed her to easily use that negative space by that eraser tool. It's a lot harder with markers on a page than go back and erase it or cover it up with a whiteout or whatever. She doesn't really have those tools. So I'm going to encourage her to use the iPad more in the future and hopefully explore that concept of negative space a little bit more. But again, 3 great pieces from Scarlett this week, really exploring some things in her personal life with herself, the struggles that she's having with boundaries, and then the idea of the earth, this place that we live. Big ideas that she's dealing with, and I'm happy with the way she's attacking them and working on them. That's all I have for this week. This has been Dad's Art Reviews. I hope to see you again next week.